Hello everyone, I am Kashish Ahuja pursuing Integrated MTech IT from IIPS DAV, currently in third year. Today I am here to explain you about data flow diagram in system analysis and design. Table of contents, data flow diagram, why DFD, advantages and disadvantages, DFD components, types of DFD, levels of DFD, developing DFD, rules and good style, example of DFD. DFD, data flow diagram. A data flow diagram is a graphical representation of the flow of data in an information system. It is capable of depicting incoming data flow, outgoing data flow, and stored data. DFD is the abbreviation used for data flow diagram. The flow of data of a system or a process is represented by DFD. It also gives insight into the inputs and outputs of each entity and the process itself. Why DFD? Before moving forward, we need to understand why we use DFD. A DFD provides an overview of what data a system processes, what transformations are performed, what data are stored, what results are produced, and where they flow. Here are some of the advantages and disadvantages of DFD. Advantages. It is a graphical representation which is easy to understand and it helps visualize contents. It helps us to understand and the functioning and limits of a system. Data flow diagram represents detailed and well explained diagram of system components. Data flow diagram can be understood by both technical and non-technical person because they are very easy to understand. The graphic nature of DFD makes it a good communication tool between user and analyst, and also analyst and system designer. Some of the disadvantages of DFD are at times DFD can confuse the programmers regarding the system. DFD can take long time to be generated, and many times due to this, analysts are denied permission to work on it. DFD components. DFD can represent source, destination, storage, and flow of data using the following set of components. Entities. Entities are source and destination of information data. They either supply data or receive data. They do not process data. Entities are represented by rectangle with their respective names. Process. Activities and action taken on data are represented by circle or round edged rectangles. Straight lines with incoming arrows are input data flow and with outgoing arrows are output data flow. Processes are given serial number for easy reference. Data storage. There are two variants of data storage. It can either be represented as a rectangle with absence of both smaller side or as an open-sided rectangle with only one side missing. A data store is a repository of data. Data can be written into the data store. This is depicted by an outgoing arrow. Data can be read from a data store. This is depicted by an incoming arrow. External entity cannot read or write to the data store. Two data stores cannot be connected directly by a data flow. Data flow. Movement of data is shown by pointed arrows. Data movement is shown from the base of arrow as its source towards the head of the arrow as its destination. Types of DFD. Data flow diagram are either logical or physical. Logical DFD. This type of DFD concentrates on the system process and flow of data in the system. For example, in banking software system, how data is moved between different entities. Physical DFD. This type of DFD shows how the data flow is actually implemented in the system. It is more specific and close to the implementation. Levels of DFD. DFD uses hierarchy to maintain the transparency, thus multi-level DFD can be created. Level 0. Highest abstraction level DFD is known as level 0 DFD, which depicts the entire information system as one diagram, concealing all the underlying details. Level 0 DFD are also known as context level DFDs. Level 1. Level 0 DFD is broken down into more specific Level 1 DFD. Level 1 DFD depicts basic modules in the system and flow of data among various modules. Level 1 DFD also mentions basic processes and source of information. Level 2. At this level, the DFD shows how data flow inside the module mentioned in level 1. Higher level DFD can be transformed into more specific lower level DFD with deeper level of understanding unless the desired level of specification is achieved. Developing DFD. Rules for creating DFD. The name of the entity should be easily and understandable without any extra assistant like comments. The process should be numbered or put in ordered list to be referred easily. The DFD should maintain consistency among all its DFD levels. A single DFD can have maximum processes up to 9 and minimum 3 processes. DFD can flow from external entity to process, process to external entity, process to store and back, and process to process. But data cannot flow from external entity to external entity to store, store to external entity, and store to store. Good style in drawing DFD. Useful and meaningful names of data flow, process, and data store should be used. Use top-down development starting from context diagram and successing level DFD. Only previously stored data can be read. A process can only transfer input to output. It cannot create new data. Data store cannot create new data. Example of DFD. Here is an example of ordering process DFD where there is customer data, sales, customer, stores and accounts. Thank you.